Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 260th. Today, our topics master is very young, our newcomer comparatively, and who's speaking very well and a very energetic person. And today, he has taken this challenge to challenge us with his interesting questions, or topics, whatever you call. And I'm sure he's going to ask us questions which are floating in his head. Let's see what he has got and what we have got to answer. You will be speaking for at least 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You will be managing your time by yourself. Please manage your time wisely. And I would request you, if you want to improve the way you speak, at least watch your version in the recording session, at least your version, so at least you understand how good you look, how good you speak, how good you sound. This is how I'm improving every single day. It's a long way to go, but at least something is happening in my favor. Ladies and gentlemen, will not take much of your time, but to call upon our today's young man who has taken 260th challenge at this platform, none other than Toastmaster Varun, with your thundering round of applause. Over to you, sir. And best
Thank
of
you,
luck.
Amjad ji. Thank you, Toastmaster Amjad. I am graceful for you all to accept me as a table topics master today. Instead of wasting the time, let's go ahead with the first table topic speaker, Farida ma'am. Are you ready? So the topic for you is, you cannot make an omelette without breaking eggs. You cannot make an omelette without breaking eggs. Farida ma'am.
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. The topic that has been given to me, it's all about making an effort. And my life story has always been all about making an effort. This is what my life story has always been about. So you cannot make an omelette without breaking any eggs. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have to break out of the norm, make an effort, find the things that we need, the skills that we require to achieve our goals. And that is the only way that we can achieve our goals. The first thing is we should have the correct attitude to go and get it. The second, we should have the skills and the knowledge to achieve it. And third, of course, which never fails me, is hard work and perseverance, which gets me to where I want to be. The word of the day is besmirch. And there are many people who will try to besmirch you or spoil your reputation along the way, that this person is not so competent, this person is not up to the mark. So be it. Not everybody is perfect. We should accept our drawbacks and our fallouts and try to work on them, improve them, and overcome them. And this is what life is all about. Life is a struggle. I don't think any one of us has the right to take it easy or think otherwise. Break some eggs, make your own omelette. Love you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Farida, for such a beautiful take. Next, we have Toastmaster Savita ji. If I'm right, it's Toastmaster, right?
Yes.
So, Toastmaster Savita ji, describe yourself in terms of food. Describe yourself in terms of food, Toastmaster Savita.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master, and my greetings to everyone present. Wow, what a topic! Myself describing as food. How do I say? My likings for food, or the habits which are inculcated by my parents, that some food things are good for the body, they are healthy. Yes, when I was small, whatever my mother used to give, I never used to say no. I used to eat. Of course, my mother used to make good food and healthy food. And that time, there was no habit of having fast food like nowadays it is so common. It was not available also in the market, and the affordability was also not there, both the things. So fast food was very far away from us or me. So we got into the habit of eating homemade food, which my mother used to make. And I used to love. And do you Can you believe what is my favorite vegetable? You know, Karela, bitter gourd, that is my favorite vegetable, which most of the people hate it because of the bitterness. But I love that. Any form, you give bitter gourd in any form, boiled, fried, baked, whatever, filled, or make, you know, the kachari, fried one, anything. I love Karela. And the second most thing which I love in my food is yogurt. Same thing, yogurt also in any form. And I think this is a very healthy thing. Yogurt, as everyone knows, has got lots of probiotic, which is good for digestion. And bitter gourd also, they say if you have all different types of taste, sour, sweet, bitter, pungent, they're all healthy for the body. My mother and my father, they were health conscious, and they inculcated in us to have home food and variety of food. So I got into habit of having that food. So if I describe myself, I eat everything, and on top of that, I'm vegetarian. So I love vegetarian food. Everything, nothing in the vegetables you can say that I don't eat or I don't like. From capsicum to bitter gourd to sweet gourd to anything I love. I love food. I thank Almighty whenever I am eating the food. But food, because food is the only thing which gives us energy, which gives us life, which gives us enough strength and stamina to walk, to achieve whatever we want in this life. Without food, life doesn't exist. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Varun.
Thank you, Saritaji. You mentioned Karela. It took me back to Maharashtrian days, wherein you have a special achar called Karele ka achar back in Maharashtra. It is so beautiful. I really miss that. Next, we have Hongli. Hongli,
Yes, I'm
are
here.
you ready to take the topic?
Yes.
Okay, the topic for you. Should you eat pizza with your hands or with a knife and fork? Why?
Thank you very
Should you
much
eat
for
pizza with a knife, with hand, or with knife and fork? Why?
thank you very much for your very interesting topic given to me. Talking about this, actually, I would like to share you about one of my experience. I have first date with a man that I like in a pizza restaurant, and on that day he used knives and forks smoothly, perfectly like gentlemen. But for me, it's very like not natural because normally in Vietnam we use different things to use to have dinner every day. So on that day, even though I use that kind of tool, is difficult for me. But he, as a gentleman, he helped me to bring food for me and do everything for me and make me feel like very comfortable. We have dinner for about 2.5 hours and until the restaurant go, and I'm full on that day because together with dinner we talk a lot about things. And on another day, so when I go to restaurants, I got a chopper again when I have to use knife and forks in the 5-star hotels, and I tell him that I cannot use that kind of tool, and could him help me to use that, teach me to use that. By that way, I want to mention that can we use smoothly knife or forks or something like that? Smoothly or not, it's not important. The most important is that how we feel and how we enjoy the dishes with together with the by yourselves or together with the person you have dinner together. And it doesn't matter whether you are can use that perfectly like a professional or not. It's the most important thing that the attitudes and how you feel in that dinner. And they will judge you because you cannot use that kind of tool, but they judge you because who you are and about your personality, your attitude in that dinner. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hongli. That was an interesting take, and thank you for sharing your experience. Next, we have Toastmaster Pragya. Toastmaster Pragya, can we have you on the stage? Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Toastmaster Pragya, the world is an oyster, but you don't crack it open on a mattress. The world is an oyster, but you don't crack it open on a mattress. Over to you.
Thank you, TTM Vikram. TTM Varun. The world is actually not an oyster. It is just like an egg, as somebody wrote here, and you can literally break it open anywhere you wish to. The statement which you have given just denotes that it is a tough thing to break, and you need a hard surface to break it. But that's not what I believe. If you know how to open it, you can open it at any surface. And how I understood this thing was that most of the times we keep feeling that the hard circumstances of our life make us get better things in life. If we are going through extreme difficulties, we are going to find those pearls of knowledge, information, learning, and so much more. But what we forget to understand is that this world is full of those pearls of knowledge, information, and all other things. All you need to do is pay attention. All you need to do is just be ready to grab and learn. Even the smallest thing told by your kids, probably your neighbors, your friends, your relatives, there's so many people around you. They have all the learnings possible in the most easier way. Just that we humans have been designed so that we believe that till the time you have done something hard, something rigorous, or something which will cause difficulties, you will not learn something. I don't believe it. I always believe in simple learnings of life, in the simple pearls that we get by these learnings in the most easiest manner. All you need to do is to keep an accepting mind, an open heart, and a pure soul. You will be able to break open any oyster anywhere you can. Over to you, Varun.
That was an interesting take, Toastmaster Pragya. Although technically you cannot literally open oyster on the top of a mattress. It will spill all the water inside it. Next, we have TM Satya. TM Satya, can we have you on the screen? You're on mute. Hi, TM Satya. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So, TM Satya, if you had to teach something, what would you teach? If you had to teach something, what would you teach? Toastmaster Satya.
Okay. So there are few lessons which I have learned with my own experiences. Though I have read it everywhere, maybe on the news article, maybe from someone else saying that, okay, you should be so careful about your life. So it's because life is so precious. So the one experience which I would like to share to you is giving importance to sleep. Because many doctors or the fitness experts suggest that if you want to be fit, the minimum hours of sleep required for a male would be nearly around 7 to 8 hours on an average. For female, it would be something around 6 to 7 hours a day. That's a mandate thing, which the importance of that particular factor I did not realize until I faced one particular incident. That incident was, it was during engineering days where I hardly used to sleep around 3 to 4 hours a day. And one fine day, believe me, I was in unconscious state for 20 odd minutes. That's real. That's true. It happened actually. And when I got my sense, when I was in the hospital, I was just about to reach hospital. So that was around 25 minutes odd. And when I consulted doctor, he said that your BP was completely down. So that made me fall. And from that day onwards, I never skip my sleep. I always try to give minimum 7 to 8 hours of sleep when and if it is a weekend, and I try to sleep around 10 to 12 hours. That's an exception. So what I would suggest is, no matter how busy you are, no matter at what time you sleep, if you're sleeping at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, that's okay. Maybe due to the work or some other priority activities that you have. but still try to compensate that 6 to 7 hours of sleep at any cost, because your life is precious. If you have health in good condition, you can earn wealth at any point of time, but still, end of the day, health is wealth. Over to you, table topic master, Toastmaster Warren.
Thank you, Satya. That was an interesting take. I now have to change my sleeping habits. I hardly sleep for what, 2 or 3 hours, and I'm still fresh. Next, we have Ashahar. I am sorry if I'm spelling it, pronouncing it correct or wrong. Ashahar, is it correct?
No, you got it right. Yes, yes. Sure.
Yep. You are ready? So,
Yeah, I hope so.
Ashahar, he who hesitates is sometimes saved. He who hesitates is sometimes saved. Over to you, Ashahar.
Yeah, thank you, table topic master Varun, for such a nice topic, I would say. I remember my school life. Uh, I would hesitate mm, too much, and I would face the music, because hesitation most of the times gave me nothing but loss, right? Let's say singing competition would take place, and I would hesitate in coming forward, and then somebody else would rule the roost, and everybody would get impressed by him or her, and yet I would feel that I could have sung much more melodious than them, so I would lose all the time. However, there have been several occasions when my very habit of hesitating saved me. uh, I can think of one example, one incident. I think it was about organizing a small contest, right? It was probably GK contest in my school time, and I hesitated like I did most of the times. That time, my hesitation turned into like blessing in disguise, because the day when the contest took place, it was ruined by wild and monstrous weather outside. It was extremely cloudy and crappy weather, and very few contestants turned out. And he who organized, or I should say they who organized, were very upset about their preparation, because things were not set on the with the right tone, and so ultimately it got ruined. And the principal, uh, obviously he did not get to blame anyone, because it was a natural circumstances. However, those they came forward, they had to feel, they felt bad. On the other hand, I, who hesitated, felt nothing. However, enjoyed a lot. In fact, enjoyed a lot, because it became a kind of casual gathering, and chaos and disorder, and shout and yelling and busting and bubbling with laughter and noise things. It was a fun day, but that day my hesitation was not. I did not find my hesitation to be catastrophic on me. So it is one of the vivid memories that come to me. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Ashahar. I don't need to read the books from you. You have seriously good list of vocabulary with you. Next, we
Thank you.
have DTM Jessie ma'am. DTM Jessie ma'am, can we have you? Yep.
Yeah.
DTM Jessie ma'am. Better to reign in the hell rather than serve in heaven. Better to reign in the hell rather than serve in the heaven. I'm just adding that in the chat box.
Fellow impromptu family, good evening. Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. I don't agree to this. reigning in hell, maybe for a few days that you enjoy. But when you serve in the heaven, even in your own surrounding, when you serve, you have a kind of satisfaction. You are serving people. When you reign in whether you are reigning in hell or over here, you're controlling them. You have the power to impose your thoughts on them. Why? Let everyone, even if I go to the hell, I will serve and make sure even hell I will make a heaven, because that's what we are. Wherever you go, be a servant and serve people. Hellish people may turn and can make a heaven. You have the ability to make heaven on earth, heaven on earth, or a hell, or hell in heaven. So I will make the hell, transform it in the heaven by serving the hell compatriots maybe, but never try to get the reins. Look at the Ukraine and Russia trying to get with them. So much of loss, so much of this thing. Be humble. Let you live and let others live. That's my take. Over to you.
Thank you, Jesse ma'am. That was an interesting take. We absolutely love that. Next, we have Babu. Babu, would you like to come on the dais?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. So the topic for you is the triumph of hope over experience. The triumph of hope over experience, Babu.
This is how new empires are made. Not only the empires that rule a specific area or a country, but the empire of a dreamer. A person who has started his career or his journey from point zero, and he can see limitless zero after the figure 1, because he is the one who hopes. He does not have the experience, because a person who hopes is filled with positive energy. A person who has the experience always has the knowledge, but along with experience, the person slowly grows older and he does not have that amount of energy or the positive energy. When a person is hoping at a certain age, he will inspire the person who is having the experience. That is why hope is always greater than the experience. For example, I am a good experienced cycle driver, but I have left driving cycle almost 12 years ago. But when I will see the hope in a child's eye that he also wants to learn it, I will again drive the cycle to teach him. I will be inspired to become the mentor by seeing the hope in his eyes. And that is what I have also realized after joining Toastmasters. I inspired to become mentor, and I have become mentor because I see the hope that I used to have 2 years ago when I joined this fraternity. Hence, experience will always become bigger when it gets the support of hope. Without hope, experience cannot work. Over to Tabletop Master.
That was absolutely beautiful take, Babuji. Next, we have Santosh. Yep, there I can see you.
Good evening. Yeah.
Santosh, what food does everyone love but you hate? What food does everyone love but you hate, Santosh?
I'm a vegetarian person. So I like all vegetarian food. I'm not so much fussy about what I like and or what I don't like. Sometimes I try non-vegetarian food, but somehow after at the age of 50, I cannot adjust to that. My son, my wife, they eat very well the non-vegetarian from there. They are eating from their childhood, so it is quite natural for them. What food everyone loves? I think nowadays, from last 10 years, I'm much more cautious about my health. And at one point of time, I was very much interested to eat sugary food. But recently, in last 10, 20 years, I left the sugar. Most of the time, I try to avoid. I cannot say 100%, but I avoid. And I see many of the people like chocolates, like ice creams, sugary items. So that is one of the thing I think that I hate nowadays from last time, because ultimately, if you have to stay healthy, then you have to leave the sugar and carbohydrates. I'm getting more medicinal. Uh, I'm talking about more medicinal things, but it is not something like that. It is known to everyone that these are the items which are unhealthy, and these are the things which I hate nowadays, and people like it. Over to you.
Thank you, Santosh. I know I look like someone who would eat sugar on a regular daily basis, but I have also left sugar since the last 2 or 3 months. Next, we have Amjadji. Amjadji, would you like to take the topic? Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We can see you. Amjadji, what's the best or worst prank you have ever played on someone? What's the best or worst prank you have ever played on someone? Amjadji.
Thank you so much, Mr. Topics Master. What is the worst and best prank I have ever played on someone? Varun, do you know that? I hate you. And do you have an idea from when I hate you? Since when I started hating you? Do you have an idea? Tell me. I want to speak to you.
Just now?
Yes. This is the worst and best prank I have ever played with someone. See, I told you I hate you and you are smiling. At least you know that this is the prank. And I cannot hate you. And the purpose of this prank was to make you smile. So you look even more handsome, more beautiful person. So this is the reason I make prank or what do you call crack pranks. This is worst. I know that because I'm not a prankster. I don't know how to make prank, but I know this is one of the best pranks as well because I made someone smile. And when you smile, you look more handsome, more beautiful, and your soul actually comes out. Varun, you're a beautiful person. Yes, as beautiful as you speak normally. You're a youngster, and I always love a youngster who are playing their time for learning, using their time for learning. Now that there are billions of people who are wasting their time and cursing their life and others' life, and you are one of someone who is using his time wisely. Thank you for that. Sorry to made you embarrassed a little. I know that when I said, and your goosebumps were, making you feel cold. But yes, this is what happens even when you are playing prank with somebody. No. I don't hate you. I love you, man. You're an amazing person, and continue being family member of this platform. Thank you so much, and back to you.
Thank you, Amjad ji. I never have seen this kind of approach for a table topic this instantaneous. Extremely remarkable. We are left with no one. Should we go for a round 2?
Toastmaster Naveen has joined.
Let me give you
Yeah,
one
a
topic.
few members have joined.
Naveen
You
has
can
just
take that first.
joined.
And then
And
your
Sachin
turn.
is joining.
Yes, yes.
Oh, hi, Naveen.
Hi,
Would
good
you like to
evening.
take a topic?
I think
Yes,
I am unable to hear Varun. Is this with me or?
no, I think I can hear him. Are you there? Varun?
Yes, I am here. I can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
others as well.
yeah, I can hear him.
So, Naveen, would you like to take the topic?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
Sure. Okay then. Naveen, which is worse, failing or never trying? Which is worse, failing or never trying? Naveen.
I believe that never trying is worse than failing. Of course, the thing as it is said that if you don't throw the dice, how will you get a 6? So of course, I mean, there are 5 in chances that you would not succeed. But the thing is that if you do not try, you won't even have an access to 1/6 of those things. Well, but the thing is that one should always try, but one should also be mindful of what he is trying and going in for. As it is said, because let me give you one incident or one example where a lot of people do motivate us. That is do that, do this, do that. But the thing is that we also have to be mindful that do we really have to strive so much in order to do that. I can recall an example where one of my friend who is a mountaineer had gone for an expedition of Mount Everest almost about 4 years ago, and out there he was just about I believe about 500 meters from the summit, and he had to take a decision of a lifetime whether he has to go ahead because there was a huge crowd wanting to climb up from both sides of Mount Everest, from the Nepal side as well as from the China side. But at that time, he made the wisest decision of not scaling the highest peak in the world and coming back to the base camp. Of course, the thing is that a lot of people do say that is he should have tried. All the motivational speakers would have said that he's doing a foolish thing and he should have gone. But when his oxygen level, which he was carrying with him, did not permit him to really go up there, so should he have really tried for that, or was it better for him to fail at that particular moment? So he made a critical decision at that time. That is, he would rather go back down, and he might as well try after 1 year because the mountain is going to be there, but his life is at risk if he scales that mountain, and he might not be able to come back because of a huge backlog. So the thing is that by all means, do try. Whether you fail, it really doesn't matter. But if you have a presence of mind and if you fail, that is better than trying and leading to any fatality of a lifetime. The decision is yours, as a life is yours, but be mindful of every risk in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Naveen. That was an interesting experience as a story. We have Sachin. Sachin,
Yes,
would you like
good
to
evening,
come on
everyone.
Are you switching the video on, Sachin?
I'm extremely sorry.
It's
I
okay.
won't be able to.
It's fine. So, Sachin, what's the most outdated piece of technology you are still using regularly? What's the most outdated piece of technology you are still using regularly? Over to you, Sachin.
The most outdated technology which I'm still using is my fountain pen. In today's world, we can see different kind of pens, and every now and then we can get idea about new improving technology in terms of gel pen and many other kind of pen. But still, I'm fond of writing with fountain pen. And even whenever people come up, meet me and see me writing in fountain pen, they used to get surprised and they say, still this pen exists. From where you are getting refilled? I said, everything is available. Only the thing is, it is the desire which you must have. And the thing why I'm using fountain pen is because of my poor handwriting. I must say it has improved a lot over the years. Maybe I can say right now, it's almost around 6 to 7 years. Earlier, when I used to be in school, I used to hate ink pen because I was not able to manage it properly. The paper used to get dirty. But then I realized that if you use fountain pen, it teaches you to be patient. And when you are patient, then you can write properly and have a good handwriting. Maybe now in today's world, people don't give more importance to handwriting, but whenever you come across a good handwriting, a piece of paper written with a very well writing, definitely we can see a smile on the face. And this is something which I'm doing it. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. Although I would love to write with a fountain pen, as of now, I am still using the pencil. Well, not the old one, but the new ones. So we are done with the first round. Shall we go start ahead with the second round? If we have time, Amjad ji.
Yes, please, yes. Or you can call a few volunteers. Since we are...
you can take your chance, no? First, Varun can go ahead with this topic.
Yes, correct, Smita. All right.
Yep.
Thank you. Who would like to give a topic to Varun?
Toastmaster Asher.
Pragya is also raising hand. Okay, you decide and give him a topic, please. Thank you.
Go ahead, Asher.
Let Toastmaster Pragya give the topic.
Okay, so Toastmaster Varun, your topic is, it's all in the mind, the win and the lose. It's all in the mind, the win or the lose.
How many of you agree that if you go with the mind, you will lose? Will you lose? I, for one, do believe that. If I go with a mindset that I am definitely going to lose this exam or contest or competition or whatever it is, no matter what I do, I will definitely lose it. Even if I go with a mindset of winning, I don't know. I might lose, I might win. But if you go with a mindset of whatever it may come, I am going to enjoy it, that's when you are literally going to win. Well, winning or losing, it is just a single step, but the experience which you will gain out of that competition or the contest, that is what is the win for you. If you lose, well, you will go again next time, even you will try harder. And if you win, you will take this as the benchmark and raise your standards. A friend of mine always told me, whatever you do, don't settle for the basics. If you are gonna win, try something else. Challenge yourself. Every time, go with the mindset of doing something new rather than winning or losing. Over to you, Toastmaster Pragya. So, shall we go for round two? We have Savita ji in the first, since she joined the first. Savita
Yeah,
ji?
please.
Yep.
Yes.
If you could instill one piece of advice into a newborn baby's mind, what advice would you give? If you could instill one piece of advice into a newborn baby's mind, what advice would you give? Over to you.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Varun. Newborn baby. would he or she be able to keep that or absorb that advice? They say no. But believe me, they said babies have very, very, very strong subconscious mind. They listen, they absorb. The vibrations, the purity should be there. If any one of you have heard about Hindu scripture Mahabharata, in one of the stories, Abhimanyu, when he was in mother's womb, the story was told how to come out of Chakra and Abhimanyu. So in that story also it was said the pure vibrations were put, with that story was told to him and he absorbed that. So if that much purity and vibrations are there, yes, I would like to give an advice to a newborn child. Yeah, the life which you are going to have is just a big, 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 big time pass. It's just a bigger stage of this, life drama. Play your role best of your knowledge. As a son or as a daughter, as a student, as a mother, father, child, as a colleague, as a boss, whatever role you are given in this life, give your best. Put your best foot forward at each stage of life. Enjoy it. Enjoy the life, because one life you're going to have. Whatever span Almighty or nature has given you, would give you, just enjoy it. Enjoy those happy moments, joyous moments. Don't take anything seriously to you, because 1 second it takes to just vanish from this earth. So my advice would be enjoy each phase of life. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Savita ji. It was indeed an eye-opener for me. I am going to enjoy all the roles right now. Next, we have Hong Lee.
Yes, I'm here.
Yep. Hong Lee, is a little knowledge a dangerous thing? Is a little knowledge a dangerous thing, Hong Lee?
Yes, thank you for your topic. From my point of view, little knowledge is up to the situation. Sometimes the little knowledge is dangerous, but sometimes it's not. Whether or not you know how to use that knowledge in each situation, and with the little knowledge, compare with the personalities of each person, it may be dangerous thing, but sometimes it's no dangerous, because we are human being and we have to learn and to gain the knowledge for the whole life. No one can say that we have enough knowledge. So one day we may think that we learned enough and a lot, but in comparison with the whole world outside, it's just a little. So we may be an expert in an errors, but for other error, we are just nobody. So it's up to situation. If we are strongly believe and have enough skill and knowledge in one errors, it's good to apply for your knowledge. But we have nothing. Just listen to other people and listen to their advice and try to learn from that. So in conclusions, I think it's up to each situation. So back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hong Lee. That was a beautiful take, actually. Next, we have Toastmaster Pragya.
Yes, sir.
Toastmaster Pragya, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? How old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? Toastmaster Pragya.
I think I would be the same age, probably, as I am right now, because I wouldn't want to miss out on any learnings which has ever happened to me in my past. They have all come with their own experiences, their own learnings, and the things which probably I would not get at any other age right now. I wouldn't want to be younger, because I would have I'm expecting that I would have lived all those years which I have done before. And I wouldn't want to think about being any older, because I believe that the age I am at right now is the perfect balance of not being into my teens, not being into the old age. I am somewhere in between. I can be a child when I want with my kids who are quite younger. I can sit and talk to the elders of my family and still make mistakes and say, I am still younger to you. So, it's okay. You are elder and I can make those mistakes. So I believe this is the best age where I can make mistakes, where I can shout on the people not making mistakes, and I can still be left away with it, because that's what I do. And somehow I have believed that most of the people like their childhood, but mine wasn't that great that I would want to go back to it. And I wouldn't want to re-experience whatever has happened. So let me be the age I am in, and let me make it perfect the way it can be. There is no better age than what I am in right now. No better future, no better past. Over to you.
That was an interesting take. Thank you, Toastmaster Pragya. Next, we have Ashar. Ashar, would you like to take?
Yes, definitely.
Yep. Ashar, what gives your life meaning? What gives your life meaning? Over to you, Ashar.
Mm, Thank you, table topic master Varun. Well, it changes after interval of half decade, I would say. Right now, I think what gives meaning to my life is simply my two daughters. In their absence, my life is meaningless. I mean to have made my life more meaningful. How? By in few ways. Number one, they have somehow thrown me back in my kid age, when I used to be a kid, and all that joy and recklessness, and the uh, uh, Toastmaster Pragya mentioned the the freedom of making mistakes and simply apologizing for the mistakes. So when I look at these two daughters, it really makes my life more meaningful. Another aspect of my daughters in terms of making my life more meaningful is that I feel a social being right now. Friends, I think you would not disagree with the opinion, although it is believed in social science that uh, man is a social animal, but you are not a social animal as long as you are bachelor, or if you have no kids. In one way, again, I don't mean to comment in other way, because once you have kids, once you have a family, you become more social. You feel like more social because you have extra responsibilities from that point of view. So obviously my daughters have made my life more meaningful, and I am enjoying this meaningful life, and I am doing my best to make it count and treasure this uh, meaningfulness. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Ashar. That was actually indeed an eye-opener session. Next, we have Amjad ji. Amjad ji, are you here? Yes, we have you.
Sorry, yeah, you call me? Hello?
Yep. Would you like to take the topic?
Okay, if you like to, okay, no problem. Yeah, please.
You ready?
Yeah.
Sure. Amjad ji, what is more important, the journey or the destination? What is more important, the journey or the destination? Amjad ji.
Thank you so much, Mr. Topic Master. What is more important, journey or the destination? If journey was important, I would have finished my 10th standard. I would have finished my life. That was the journey. That was the target to achieve once upon a time. All right, that was the destination. Okay, that's it. And if destination was important, I would have, quit my life after getting married. That okay, I want to marry. I want to marry. I want to marry. After getting married, of course, new targets are achieved, open targets are set. Every single day, we are setting another target. So I believe life is all about a journey. I've wished a lot of things in my life, and luckily, by the grace of Almighty, achieved many of them. And again, setting new goals, again, setting new destinations or targets. If it was not about journey, then I would have, of course, stopped my life. But life is not about destination. Nobody has achieved their destinations ever. I believe I understand life this way. It's all about journeying. It's all about every time we do something and continue setting new targets, new goals. This is what humans are made for. So yes, as per my understanding, my learning, life is all about journey. Let me just connect with you any social event like Diwali, like Eid, how quick they go. But the journey we follow, like suppose 1 month before Diwali or Eid or any event, and we enjoy the entire month, we celebrate, we go shopping, we make something, we call people, we invite people, we set up gatherings, but in one day it vanishes, isn't it? Then we feel sad, oh, something special is gone. So I believe it's all about journey. So let's enjoy this journey. We have no idea what will happen tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, don't stop yourself. Enjoy every single day. This life is just a journey for people who have passed and people who are going to come. Back to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Amjad ji. Next, we have Naveen. Naveen, would you like to go?
Yeah, sure.
So Naveen, your topic would be, what do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? What do you wish you spent more time doing 5 years ago? Naveen.
Dear friends, I wish 5 years ago I would have concentrated more on my health, and I would have not been in the rat race of comparing myself with my friends, with my business colleagues, and others. And of course, as it is said, that life is a marathon, and it is not a sprint. The thing is, I remember one story, as you all must have heard, the story of the hare and the tortoise. We all know why the tortoise won, but have you ever bothered to listen to the hare's point of story? The hare was once asked, that is, why did you lose when you were way faster than tortoise? Become complacent, or were you lazy, or what? What was the reason? So he explained his side of the story. He said that life is like a marathon and it is not a sprint. I wanted to show that I could run the far and the fastest. However, when he was running, he found a wise man under a tree. And that wise man asked him, who are you and what are you doing? He said, I'm the hare and I'm running a race. And why? Because I want to prove to all the creatures in the jungle that I am the fastest one over here. He asked him, why do you want to prove that? He said, because if I prove that, I will get the medal and the money which will give me all the food in the world. But he said, there's already so much food around. Look at those trees, look at those nuts, the leafy branches you have. What else do you want? No, I want to be respected. I want to be known as the fastest hare who has ever lived. So that old man asked him one question. Do you know who is the fastest deer who has ever lived, or the largest elephant, or the strongest lion who has ever lived in thousands of years before you? He said, no. So he asked him that today you've been challenged by a tortoise. Tomorrow you're going to be challenged by a snake, and then by the zebra. Will you keep on proving everyone that you are the fastest one amongst them all, or do you want to race all your life? What do you want to do? What are your priorities? He said, well, I want to sleep under a banyan tree, make a pillow under the leaves, and rustle with the bees. So he said, you can do those things right now. Forget the race. You are here today, but you'll be gone tomorrow. So that here he really pondered about it. And then from that day, he went to the ducks in the pond, and he started enjoying over there. The ducks asked him, weren't you supposed to be running with the tortoise today? He said, yes, I was supposed to be, but it's pointless and it's an exercise in futility. All I want to do is here. Hopefully, someday the world will tell my point of the story, that I lost the race, but I got back my life. So friends, live life to the fullest, because today, tomorrow, and always, and live life according to your standards and not those according to the world. That's what I believe that is, if I would have learned this thing 5 years back, I would have not been in the rat race, and I would have lived life according to my standards and not as per other standards. Thank you.
That was an extremely unique take, Naveen. It was actually a new story for me. Next, we have Sachin. Sachin,
Yes.
you here? Yes, you are here. Sachin, would you like to take the topic?
Yes, sure.
Okay, for Sachin. Is it always wrong to lie? When, if ever, is it okay? Is it always wrong to lie? When, if ever, it is okay? Sachin.
It is said that one should not lie. But I don't believe on this. There are many instances which may come across, or we may come across, where speaking a lie could save my life or my dear one's life. So in that sense, I won't consider it as a lie. Rather, I must say, rather I would appreciate it, even if it is been said, even if somebody else will lie for this, I will forgive him, because life is not a straight line. So just, it's not something that always go by books. We need to see the time and situation. And it doesn't mean that for situation will be always, should be for my beneficial side. But then we must see, if suppose really speaking a lie or allowing somebody to lie can help really other in some sense, so then I think it is really good. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin. That was a good take. So, would anyone would like to give me a topic?
Yes,
Ashar.
yes, I would. And nobody could
Yes.
snatch that right from me.
Go ahead, Ashar, go ahead.
Well, the topic is a scenario topic, right? You are in a library, one of the richest library of the world, let's say. And then you have a situation that you cannot survive without burning books. Cool? Again, there's no option. You have to burn books in order to live. What kind of books would you burn, or what genre of books would you burn? This is the question.
How many of you
Over to
here?
you.
How many of you here have been to library and found what is the most common thing in most of the libraries you ever visited? even though if it is a rich library or a public library in the city, the most common thing which you will always find is a newspaper. Although they are only mere 5 rupees, but who will a newspaper? Have you ever seen a businessman without reading a newspaper or without walking with a newspaper in their hand? I have never seen one. They would always like to be updated with the current trends, current affairs, with the economics, with the business news, whatever is happening in the world. If you give them time, all they would love to do, or all the rich people would love to do, is have a cup of coffee and read newspapers. So in this scenario, which Table Topics Master has given me, if I had to burn something to keep me alive, my first ever preference will be the newspapers. In case the newspapers are not available, almost every other library will have magazines. Now you would like to ask me which kind of magazines. We have numerous magazines around the world. The most waste ones which I always find, which does not give me any kind of real knowledge but just stories, are the Tinkles. Have you heard about Tinkles? They are nothing but comic books. Although I do like Supandi out of that, but still, if I had to burn, I am not going to waste my resources out of bloody good books. Let me share you a small example or a story. I used to work in Taj Falaknuma in Hyderabad. It is a palace. The books in the library were from 1600s and 1500s. Those were the real books. Somehow the Taj company had preserved one or two cookbooks from that time. I had the extreme luck to go through one or two of those books. Although I was not unable to understand fully what was written in them, but still, I was able to figure out what the recipe was. The Nizam there was a huge fan of good cooking, and he had saved a recipe called 7 animals. Although I would not go into the details, but it is something like this. The 7th animal is the biggest one, followed by a 6th animal, which is a little bit small, which can fit inside the 7th animal's tummy. And the whole step repeats. And the last one to go inside the last one to go in will be an egg. Now this recipe is lost, long lost. We will be unable to follow that ever in the life. But I am not going to lose that. So yeah, my preference would be the comic books, and then the first preference would be the newspapers, followed by comic books. Over to you, Ashar.
Okay, thank you for your take. You owned it and made it your own topic. Great.
So we are done, Amjadji. I hand it back to you. Easier.
Thank you so much, Mr. Varun. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to thank him for 2 sessions, 1 session. Thank you so much, Varunji. Really appreciate a big hand for you. Interesting topics. Was it your first time? Yes.
In the Global Impromptu session, yes.
Good now. Good now. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. He did a wonderful job. Let's clap for him. Thank you. I appreciate it. With that power vested in me as the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.